Steer a wayward vessel.
Yep. And hello, everybody. Welcome to a new week and a new week of comic book
that's way
covers.
too cheerful.
It's LK here on a Monday night. Thank you for joining us on our covers, and we've got our panel tonight consisting of one real Dr. Venkman. How are you, Dr. Venkman?
Good evening, and welcome to a very somber episode where we'll all fall asleep halfway through.
I don't know if it's
I think
necessarily.
I'm not a fan of Sal Buscema.
Well, we could have got John, but somebody voted for Sal, and I'm looking at those people.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have meant anything to John because Sal's still with us.
All right. Well, joining myself and RDV are the Lester sisters, Melissa and Amy. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, doing good. Got to do some reading and some comics and stuff like that, and it was a lot of fun. Now we're here to wind down with some covers, and they don't move as quickly, which is kind of nice. You get to stop and look at them a bit more.
You know, one slick dude, I might be the one to fall asleep on panel tonight if this goes forever.
Well, there's only 5 panelists tonight, so hopefully we can keep you awake there, Venkman. We can go fast enough. And,
well, it does help out a lot when there's actually like not 12 people and then they're talking 5 minutes each.
Hey, you know what else makes it go faster? If you stop talking.
You know,
Eric,
turn off your TV and give us your sole attention.
No. Keep talking,
last and certainly not least on the panel tonight is our Doctor of Comics, Eric Breen. How are you, Eric?
Welcome to Masterpiece Theater.
Well, he's a doctor. Is it DEB?
Yeah. Well, I'm going to share real quickly since I'm in control tonight. I went to an Ollie's that was an hour and a half away.
Drunk with power.
Yeah, I went to an Ollie's that was an hour and a half away today, and I can tell you that it's a much better Ollie's than. Oh wow, I've got a weird little halo there. Let me see.
I don't know, but I was laughing because I was like, your hair looked like you just got shot.
Well, there is that too. Yeah,
Hats, brother.
Hashtag.
Anyways, this Ollie's is much better in regards to toys and graphic novels.
Ooh.
So, I was able to pick up a few things that I have not seen in months. So for those of you that remember the Incredibles movies, here is Edna and Jack from Incredibles 2.
So that's what's at the end of the rainbow.
Yep.
That's neat.
And then remember the villain, one of the villains from Incredibles 2, Screenslaver. There he is.
Oh, yes.
So they get to go. Which side are they on?
Screen and Digit Servitude.
Oh, way up in the corner is the Mole Man and Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible that I gotten from years past, and then picked up some trades, Starman, Night and Day. So looking forward to reading that. Something from the Grimm Fairy Tale world, Realm Knights. Which is some of the characters. It's written by Pat Chan, so normally it's going to be pretty good. Volume 5 of the Jeff Johns Justice League, where they face the crime syndicate.
Cool.
And then a hardback here of Dark Knight, True Batman Story by Paul Dini, a.k.a. the brains behind Batman, the animated series, and why, since he's not there, why Batman Cape Crusader sucks. Yes, it does. Sorry, Zach. And
Birthday party clown.
Wait. I heard that the Penguin's a girl in that book, though.
Oh, no. And then last but not least, I did pick up a Joe Fix-It. Could not resist.
Oh, that's cool. What?
Okay, that's the first toy I've ever seen someone show that I want.
I know.
It comes with a machine gun.
Wait, Hulk with a machine gun? Talk about killing a lily.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That, Eric.
So,
it's 8 inches
Joe
of
Fix-It is basically Hulk's gangster persona.
That is awesome.
Like,
I need one of those.
Let's see. They probably had at least 10 more up there. I could make another run to Pine Bluff this week. Unless you want to check in Ollie's around you, Eric.
I've got one that has absolutely nothing, but that's good because the last thing I need to be doing is spending $20 on a toy.
Yeah. There is that.
I get
And I
it.
will tell you, I mean, actually, I was just curious. I was looking online. You can supposedly go to Amazon or Walmart and get them for 30. So, you know, but still $10 off. I was happy with. But yeah, so yeah, no, my Ollie's here locally has kind of become that where they're really not getting a lot of new toys in, and their graphic novels. I'm positive at this point their manager is telling corporate Ollie's like, no, I want nothing to do with graphic novels. Don't send me anything, because ours has gone down basically to like one shelf or one like bookcase shelf.
I'm not sure why, because mine goes through phases like that too.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, who's guarding the door? Some MKF guy got in.
Well, you know, we always like to have another person for the panel, and joining us is MK. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
All right, so
in the best part,
now?
it keeps VENKMAN here longer.
I take it you're here because you're a huge Sal Buscema fan, right?
Oh, me? I just like good art and cool comics. You know, the covers.
It is a great way to learn new comics.
And I'm
new
just here
art.
because there's a full moon tonight.
All right. Well, as you may have seen from the title of the stream, we are doing Sal Buscema comic covers, and so it's going to run the gamut. So we're going to get to see a lot of different things. And I just want to put in the chat here real quick. Not that Bruce Timm is a hack. I'm trying to get Bruce Timm is Bob Kane started. Because as far as I'm concerned, he is the Bob Kane of the Batman animated series. Because he really does seem like he's taking a lot more credit than he deserves with it. But anyways, we're here to grade comic book covers. So if it's your first time or you don't remember, we grade on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being god awful, going all the way up to 10 being super awesome. We do value and want your input in the chat. So as we're grading the covers, please put your scores in, and then we will total them up afterwards and give each cover an average rating, and we'll put it on the board here, and we'll see how they go. If you do love this type of content and like to see more, please click that like button, click the subscribe, click that bell to get all the notifications so you know whenever we go live. And if you want to help out the channel, super chats are definitely welcome, as well as if you want to, you can drop $1 in the Ko-Fi bin there. The address is there, scrolling across the screen, ko-fi.com/Englentine from I Love Comics. And with that, I think we are ready to go. And so we drew lots backstage, and it appears that once again, RDV is going to be up first.
I'm stuck with Salem's.
Yep. And you get to start off with X-Men 69.
Hey, it's the Mimic. I remember that guy. I think Melissa has the first appearance.
I do.
I'm as powerful as all the mutants put together. So I'm thinking over this combo as of now. The fact this guy came back was just like, they're out of ideas. Over our dead body. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 6.
A 6. All right. Yeah. That's your opening gambit. Let's see. Melissa.
Oh, there is no gambit. It'll be higher.
Let's see. I just didn't realize that old X-Men font, that version of the X-Men font has been around since that long. I always thought it was more modern. Let's see. It's kind of an interesting use of perspective. Pretty good energy. It's kind of busy. So I'm thinking maybe, but the perspective in the anatomy seems solid. So like a 7.
Yeah,
A 7. Okay.
7 is good. Okay.
Yeah. Amy.
Yeah. I think I'll go with an 8. It's well enough drawn. It might not be like exciting, but holy smokes, this is at least the characters are structured pretty well. So there you go.
You mean hokey smokes?
Hokey smokes. There you go. Hokey
Yep,
pokey.
okay. Then 8 sounds good. Eric.
Before I give my score, what would happen, or what if the Mimic fought the Super Adaptoid? Would it just be like two normal people fighting since they couldn't steal anything from anybody else?
That's interesting.
Good question. Well, unless they had powers that they carried over from from the previous encounter with whoever they had.
I wasn't asking for logic.
Well, it's hard for me not to throw in a bit of logic there,
but on to the reason why we're here. I'm going to go one more than Amy and give this a 9 because this is actually Sal will never blow you away with excitement, but he's solid as a rock.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see that.
Okay. All right, MK.
Yeah, I will say. I think I'll go 9 too. I have a question though. This Mimic guy wasn't. It's funny. We did a reading recently with Batman. Was there like a Mimic character? the guy looked like the Critter Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, the Outsiders, right?
Yeah, his name, I don't know if his name was Mimic, but he had like the same powers, pretty much, like very similar.
Right.
If you're interested to see that guy face that guy, or maybe this guy fight Amazo, that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, I like the whole double eye blaster, canceling each other out. And Iceman's like, like about to reach his from underneath. And I'm not sure what that other guy. The other guy thought he was like, I don't know, blowing a piece of ice or breaking a piece of ice on the floor. The dude on the what's his name?
Well, that's Beast. That's Beast underneath him on the floor.
Oh, right, that's right. Before he had hair, right? Well,
yeah. Before he went furry.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's smashing ice or a rock on the. I guess the other guy's just like countering Iceman or whatever. But yeah, like it's cool. A lot of detail. I like the fight sequence. So yeah, I'll go 9.
Okay. And just joining us, Dominic. Hey, Dominic, long time no see. How you doing?
I'm doing well, okay, and everyone. Hope you guys are doing well this week, since, well, it is a Monday.
It is Monday,
right?
And we're doing Sal Buscema. So what do you think of X-Men 69 here?
I want to go with... Ooh. Actually, I'll go even one up from a 9 into a solid 10. And the reason for that, because with Sal Buscema, he's a master draftsman as a sequential artist, and everything is going along together from the perspective to the dynamism from the characters.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to join Eric with a 9, and part of it is when we think about the covers. For those of you, if you watched our West Coast Avengers stream last night, and you saw the Al Milgrom kind of team covers on there, and you compare it to what's here, this has so much more dynamic movement presence to it. It just absolutely blows away those covers. So I'm going with a 9 here. So hello chat. Let's see what you guys have been putting in for this one. So starting out, Ethereal Dragon comes in and says it's a 7. Let's see. Dark Admiral, thank you for joining us. He puts an 8. And as well as Brian Stam gives it an 8 and says it's a big time 8 with a good action shot. However, Joe and Undead Quinn both come in with 7s. Rhaegar is here tonight.
Eric and Boyd.
Well, no, he retracted his message. That's later on down. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I'm not going to jinx myself, but whatever. Rhaegar gave it a 9. Black Spiders also comes in with a 7. One Slick Dude is coming in hot with the 8, saying it's a nice action sequence. Background could have used some work, but the colors are eye-catching. And, well, I think that's where they went for color more than background with that, but it's just personal opinion. And Dan Elvin comes in with the 7. Maranya. Hello, Maranya. Says Menace of the Mimic. Well-drawn cover tells the story. Score it an uncanny 10. And I have a feeling that's going to be the first of many 10s from Maranya tonight. Let's see. And Maranya is answering Eric's question here of Super Adaptoid versus the Mimic. The Adaptoid stores up to 10 heroes' powers. Mimic can mimic whatever he tosses out. Basically, it's a stalemate. Could be.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. Of course, I mean, it depends on, the Mimic can mimic it, but does he know how to use it correctly? That would be the interesting
Well,
thing.
at this point, if this isn't a reprint, this is actually him just coming back. I'm sure he's got control now.
No, this is a reprint.
Is it a reprint? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
66 was the last new issue before 94.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So let's see. Eric says I went too low, so he wants to change his score to an 8, as does Jackson Roy Kirk. So they're both coming in with 8s. So 1 and 2 there on the 8s. And Undead Quinn, 69. Well, clever, but we need a real score there, Undead. And let's see, Black Spiders agreeing that Sal and John were great artists. Jackson, no, we had a good time last night. It's the West Coast Avengers. Stop.
Jackson, were you not here last night?
No, I don't think he was.
Oh.
Let's see. And I think that is all of the scores we have here so far. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Undead Quinn did give it a 7 earlier. Okay, he's just being snarky.
No, Maranya. He meant as far as like 69 was a reprint or retelling of the original, like Marvel Tales. Yeah.
All right, we've got a good crowd here early on tonight. And what this cover has, we've got a 6, we've got 6 7s, we've got 6 8s, we've got 4 9s, and we've got 2 10s. And wow, that is going to come out to an even 8. So X-Men 69 gets rolling with an 8.
All right, that's fair.
All right. So next up on the Sal Buscema train is Marvel Team Up number 40.
Oh.
And to kick us off with that one, it's going to be Melissa.
Oh. Spider-Man, Sons of the Tiger.
Princess Brownies?
Wow, this is a
Yeah, they're one of the most obscure superhero teams of the Marvel universe.
Yep, we read this on a Geeky Puppet Show. Very fun.
Nice.
Would be fun.
everybody was kung fu fighting.
They were. Look at them. They were fast as lightning, probably.
Yeah, it looks pretty fast.
It was a little bit frightening.
Too much that Johnny passed out.
I wonder if he did anything before he passed out.
I don't know much.
Gosh, green. Man, look at those hands. All those different bizarre little guns they're wearing, but they're holding them correctly.
Mm-hmm.
That is not, and he did it a lot. This man knows how to draw.
Yeah, he really is.
Fingers on the trigger, though.
So the Crime Master and the Big Man in one issue. This is a fun story if you haven't read this.
I think, well, it's definitely at the very least very good. I just wondering, should I go? Well, I mean, there's an exploding wall and a big old tiger head, so I think that's at least a 9.
A 9.
I'll do
Okay. How about you, Amy?
I mean, that really is a lot of action, right? I mean, you've got 3 guys like kung fu, like Kool-Aid Man through a wall, and there's a tiger and space guns, and they've got like hoodlum masks and hats. I mean, I don't know.
How much more can you want in a
How
cover?
much
And that
more?
you mention it.
Yeah.
Maybe we should go for a 10.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 10.
Yeah, you're right, 10.
Okay. We start off with 2 10s. Okay. Eric.
There's so much action they couldn't even fit the Sandman on the cover. Quick bit of trivia. This was the second team-up story that Johnny bailed on Spider-Man in the middle of. He did it in Team Up 11 because Spider-Man was going to Adelan and he didn't want to see Crystal. And he bailed on this one to go out on a date with Frankie Ray. Just assuming that Spider-Man would live through the rest of it.
Yeah. So are you saying there's a Frankie Ray appearance in Marvel Team Up 40?
No, he just bails.
No, because I was about to put that on my want list when I go to SpaCon next month. So.
Oh well, yeah, I think FF 164, something like that's her first appearance. Drama
Okay,
Perez.
I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I'm trying
64 or 5.
Yeah, I'm trying to narrow it down to figure out like specific, just like 1 or 2 specific groups of books that I want to look for at the con.
And I agree with Jackson. This is a 10.
A 10.
Yeah, this is perfect for. Yeah, this is. Yeah, like I said, I wish there would have been a way to fit Sandman on the cover, but.
Well, the ground's sand colored. Maybe he's on the ground.
Maybe he is. There you go. He is on the cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, MK.
Hey, what's up? Just eating something there. Let's see. So yeah, I think I'll go. Yeah, I go 10. I like the action sequences.
Okay.
Yeah,
And Dominic.
a lot going on.
Excuse me. I'll give this one another 10. You know what? The cover tells a story. Right? It gets to the point, and well, Sal is not now wasting any of the spaces. He's really utilizing the area to its fullest.
Okay. And you know what? Who am I to argue with all these brilliant minds here? I will go a 10 as well. And VENKMAN.
This is a Kung Fu Fighting 10. The
All right.
fact that Johnny leaves halfway through this is a good thing because nobody wants him around anyway. Why is he even on the cover? He's just taking up space, useless.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say I never knew that Iron Fist, Shang Tsung, and Luke Cage were a team, so that's kind of cool.
Nah, these guys are pretty cool. I like these. I wish they were in more issues, but
I know, no, right? Yet at the same time, it's a blessing in disguise that the Sons of the Tiger are not being utilized by current Marvel.
Was that you saying you wish there were more Sons of the Tiger?
I know they're in the Marvel team ups, and I think they make an appearance in Iron Fist.
They were regulars in the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu magazine.
Oh, were they really? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That is true.
Something new for Venkman's want list. So let's see what the chat's saying. And Eric and Boyd starts out to always remind us to definitely give the like button some love and hit that like button. Let's get those as many hearts in there as we can. And let's see, Black Spiders and Ethereal Dragon both come in with 8s. And we've got Joe and Dark Admiral coming in with 8s. And Anthony, no, you haven't missed much. We're just on cover number 2. So yeah, and please, again, scale 1 through 10, 1 being god-awful all the way up to 10 being super awesome. Whole numbers only. And let's see, Jackson, one of the very first batch of comics, and gives it a 10. And let's see, Undead Quinn comes in with a 7. And Eric and Boyd also with an 8. And let's see what we've got here. Rhaegar, a 7. And One Slick Dude, an 8 for heroes doing property damage instead of using the door. Well, Kool-Aid Man was really popular back then. Dan Alvin comes in with an 8, and Anthony is in with a 7. Let's see. Jackson's saying I should still put this on my want list. Well, I might do that. Who do you know who wrote this, Eric?
Probably Bill Mantlo.
Okay. It would have been a definite yes if it was Claremont, but yeah. That's just me.
I would have laughed if it's Gary Conway.
Yeah. Maranya is saying it's a well-designed cover. Focus should be more on Spidey and Torch and the Sons of the Tiger. Only needed the guy with the gun on the right side, so the score is an MTU 9. Oh, sure she would go for a 10. Let's see. Dan's noting he wants to see who the big man is in the inside from the lower blurb.
I guess I'll just say that it's a very tragic ending.
Okay. And Brian gives us an 8.
You do get to learn.
And let's see. Jackson's noting he doesn't think you can use them in the new books today. The White Tiger gets his powers from the amulets the Sons wore. Oh, that might be the case. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if they did something stupid like that. We are up to 20 votes. So let's see here what the average is going to come out to on Marvel Team Up number 40. Well, we start out with 3 7s. We do have 8 8s. We've got a lone 9. And we've got 8 10s. So I have a feeling, that's an 8.7. We round up, and that is going to be a 9. So I can get my scroll to work, find the cover.
There we go.
Marvel Team number 40 is a 9.
Huzzah.
Write down the score there. All right, so we are moving on. Let me get the stop sign up there.
And you're right, Eric. That is Bill Mantlo. Yep. The cover is done by Dan Crispy and John Romita Sr.
No. And Amy gets to start with the Human Fly number 4.
Oh. Huh. The Human Fly. Well, I don't know this character, but it certainly looks like an exciting story. Let's see.
That's what Spider-Man was going to be originally, right?
Yeah. The Fly or something like that. Trapped between 2 forces, the Fly battles to save an innocent hostage. Oh, look. I wonder if it's a silent helicopter like Moon Knight has.
A chopper.
Could be. Well, this just looks really interesting, and it's got a superhero, and he's saving a little girl, and it just looks like that's awesome. I like to see a hero doing things to help people. Why does he have a why?
Why is the insignia is built like a rocket?
Yeah, is he supposed to be like? Does it mean like fly like the insect, or just that he flies?
I think that's not the Fly. I think that's Crossfire.
Oh, okay.
No, it looks like he's got a tiny championship belt on with a rocket.
I thought it was something phallic.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
You prevert.
No, that is. I'm pretty sure that is the Human Fly on the cover.
Because remember the Fly was yellow. He actually had the wings.
That would make sense, right? He would look more like an insect.
Yeah, I don't know what this attempt was.
No, I don't know who this is, but he still looks like a really heroic figure, and it looks like an exciting story. And I think it's, always a great story when you're trying to save some kids and get them back home. So that's awesome. I will give this a 10.
A 10, okay. Eric.
If I remember correctly, the Human Fly was a real-life stuntman of some sort.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what Jackson is saying. It was based on a real-life Canadian stuntman.
Really?
Yeah, and in this cover, yes, Mark didn't need the helicopter tonight, so Frenchie rented it out for the Human Fly. What's going on there?
Why not? Do him a solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I at first glance I didn't think much of this cover, but now kind of like dissecting it, I think I'll go 9 on it.
A 9, okay. MK.
Yeah, I guess I'll go 9 too. I like
nine.
I like how he's holding off from the helicopter, saving the little girl. Pretty cool.
All right. And Dirty Dom, fresh off of Frog Splash and Damian Priest. What do you score in Human Fly?
You gotta give this one a 9 as well. Action packed, and it once again it tells a story, and it makes you actually gets you excited, as well as also concerned for the well-being of both the girl as well as the Human Fly himself.
Okay. And for me, this cover's nice. It's not doing as much as the previous 2. I'm going an 8 on this one. Venkman.
For those kids who grew up in the 90s, you remember that game Crossfire?
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, they shoot the little things. I had that. There's no way he's not dead in that. And I don't know if he's trying to save that girl. I guess he's trying to save an innocent hostage.
He's a hero.
You had a 4.
Oh, a 4. Okay.
It's too many lines.
Yeah. Now I'm trying to remember, was Crossfire the one where you basically had like the little gun shooting out the metal balls, or was it?
Yeah. The steel balls. You had to shoot them, and you had to hit the little purple things and knock them into the goalie on your side. Yeah. It was
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Melissa.
Well, I love the ink work and the perspective, and the anatomy is solid. That's a lot of it. That's the type fit with all the crossbars and lasers and stuff. But I think it's neat. I think I'll give it a 9. I think it's just very strange to say, but pretty.
Looks like ribbons going across.
You said a 9, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay. I'm just gonna say real quick before I go to the chat. It's really good you pointed out talking about the ink work, because as you were saying that, I was looking at it again and realized, again, comparing it to last night with the Milgram West Coast Avenger books. Here we've got a black or really dark background, and there's very, very few spots where you see like some kind of white outline of the inking versus what we saw last night. So again, I mean, just in terms of the quality of both the pencils and the inks here, make them pop out of the dark background without having to put a white halo around them is really good. So chat wise, let's see what we've got going here. We are starting out. Let's see, Rhaegar and Eric and Boyd both coming in with 10s. And then we've got a 9 from Undead Quinn. We've got a 7 from Joe, an 8 from Brian Stam, 7s from Black Spider and Dan Elvin, a 9 from Jackson Roykirk, and a 9 from Dark Admiral. And Maranya is saying it's an amazing cover with the focus on the hero, just enough background to set the setting. Cover sells the book and scores it a Crossfire 10. And let's see, acrobatic prowess. Yeah, so apparently he didn't have any superpowers. He was just a real life stunt guy, and they made a comic book out of him. Let's see. So One Slick Dude gives it a 9 as well. And let's see, Anthony Bello, a 6. Kind of boring. Sal has much better covers. Oh, that's definitely true. Ethereal Dragon gives it a 7. And let's see. Looks like those are all the scores we've got right now. So 5, 7, 16. Yep, there we go. That's good. So this one I think is probably going to be the lowest cover of the night, just looking at the distribution. But well, maybe not with all those 9s. But we'll see here. We've got a 4. We've got a whoops. So that we've got 1 4, 1 6. We've got 4 7s. We've got 2 8s. We do have 8 9s, and we've got 4 10s. And yep, it is going to come out to be an 8.3. So it falls into the 8s, and it's just a little bit higher than X-Men 69. So there we go. And let's see. Stop sign up there, and we will move on to the 4th cover of the night. And Eric, I tell you, this was just pure luck of the draw. I did not set this up in any way. But you get to start off with the 4th cover tonight, which is Our Love Story number 12.
Oh.
I owe you one, buddy. I mean, there's wow. 2, 3, 9, 10.
Yeah.
How did I know you were to score this a 10?
Well, how do I love thee?
Yeah.
Let me count seriously, all these romance covers hit the bullseye.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see if MK agrees. MK, romance book. What do you think?
Well, it's got 2 girls on the cover, so I'll say 9.
A 9. All right. And Dominic.
Yeah.
I give this one a guess 1 10 as well. It's not real. It's not dragging. Nothing is being dragged along. On the cover, what's being shown on the cover gets straight to the point and informs the readers of what's going to happen within the book.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when I think about who the cover was actually being drawn for, and the audience it was going for, I think it does hit its mark, and it's very impactful cover. The crying, the crying girlfriend or fiance, or because usually most of the time they weren't married in these books. It was usually girlfriends and fiancés, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a story where somebody is sympathetic and leaves their spouse. I don't think you could do that.
Unless we're talking the book Just Married from Charlton.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, it's the classic that, again, folks, in general, talking about, but usually, boys, it's we want to be like the character versus in general, girls want the character to be like them. So they're putting themselves in the place of this character, and I think it's effective, so I will give it a 10. VENKMAN.
Oh, what did she say, Mary? He's leaving. I've lost him forever. Clint, I love you.
His name is Clint.
Yeah.
We decided that.
Well, she does look a little bit like Bobby, but
Every kiss, every thrill from real life. How do I not give thee a 10?
All right. And Melissa.
Okay, this may be a goofy thing to zero in on, but I'm impressed with the wrought iron fence.
Oh, I know, right?
The wrought iron banister.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to keep this perspective and the spacing and keeping the design uniform from post to post. That's
nice
nicely done
box.
and beautiful brickwork. Let's see.
Yeah,
I have to admit, this is I think I wouldn't mind having a T-shirt with this picture on it. It's just a very, it has a fun energy. I mean, I feel like it's, and the one thing I'm not too worried about is these tend to be big misunderstandings. Unless I missed the 90s thing, I think I'll give it 10. I think so. Yeah, 10.
10. Okay, and you, Amy.
Oh yeah, this is. I mean, how can you not love this? The colors, like the scaling that's used to get the perspective from focusing from you're on this interior shot. This is a window. The way he changes up the colors and kind of even very subtly the brightness of the colors and the textures that are used for inside to outside to just kind of get that level correct. It's really subtle. It's really clean. Like she's saying, this would be decent on a T-shirt. You could really reproduce this in a graphic art sense. It's got a lot of pop, but it's still well structured, and it's just a cool piece. I love it. This is a 10 for sure.
All right.
Also bracelet.
Also that bracelet. I've got a couple of those big chunky bracelets. They're great.
All right, let's see what the chat has. Undead Quinn is joining us also with a 10. The Ethereal Dragon being the wet blanket, throwing down a 6. And then one slick dude is noting that talking about the human fly again was based on a stuntman named Rick Roget or Roget, if he's Canadian. Had a rocket bike he used to jump 29 buses, so kind of like a masked Evel Knievel. Yeah.
What? Oh, wow.
Anthony, well, I appreciate the enthusiasm with the 11, but we have to scale that down. Maximum is a 10. Brian Stam is giving it an 8. Dan Alvin is saying it's a knockout 10. Rhaegar saying this cover could be a great meme template. Oh, I'm sure it is somewhere. 10. Jackson Roykirk, of course, giving it a 10. And Anthony's agreeing, I think, with Eric that romance comics are awesome. And Joe is saying it's a 7, a good cover. Eric and Boyd, 8. I love the outfit on the hottie in the background. Nice details all around.
It is a cute outfit. I like her boots.
Yeah. And Dark Admiral March Hare gives it a 10. And let's see. Jackson, I'm glad he's leaving. Now I have a chance. Maranya is saying, great storytelling cover. This sells the book to its intended audience. Score it a love story 10. And Anthony's noting, he owns numbers 2 and 3. So there you go. Man after your own heart, Eric.
Eric.
Dude, gives it an 8.
You know, Eric, I think we're gonna start reading some more of these on the channel.
Yep. Let's see. For the miniskirt, but background stops with the car. It just looks strange. Rhaegar giving us his personal preferences, saying that generally finds romantic comedies in general less fascinating than in general sci-fi or fantasy or action movies, also horror movies. Yeah. And is there a good Knievel? Well, you could argue maybe Robbie, who was Evil's son.
The one who made the jump.
Hey,
he's gone too now.
Yeah, I know. But again, he didn't die of a jump. It was a disease of some sort. Was it? Was it cancer?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But you know who's better than all of them? Super Dave.
I agree.
All right. R.I.P. Super Dave. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a 6. We've got a 7. We've got 3 8s. We do have a 9. And then we've got 13 10s. And,
England team math.
It's the 6 and the 7, 7 and the 8s here that take it down. And based on our math, it's a 9.3.
That rounds up to 10.
No, that'd be a 9. Sorry.
That is a 9.3, just missing being a 10. But maybe in the future, we never know.
Unless we get another vote.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
There's another 10 out there. I don't know, but
hold on. Are you going to ultra count?
Jackson, if you find it, the Super Dave cartoon's great because I mean it's basically a PG version of the Super Dave show. So I was always a huge Super Dave fan. I think he was still the best part of Bizarre. He had the great Showtime show, which was awesome.
He was always on Norm Macdonald's, like hanging out with him on his show and stuff. They're doing stuff.
Yeah,
they're best buds.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. So we are up to our 5th issue tonight, and that is going to be Nova number 3. And MK, you get to start us off on Nova number 3. What do you think?
Nova. Every time I hear that name, I think of Johnny Five.
Nova.
Yeah. I'll go 10 with this one. I like how he's flying around this rock dude here. I don't know who that is. With the train there, pretty cool. And the people in the background, like, oh, what the heck? Yeah, it's pretty neat. Yeah, I like the action sequence. So yeah, I'll go 10.
Okay, Dominic.
I'd give this one another 10. Because the action sequence between like Richard and Diamond Head is very kinetic.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it actually helps like get the ball rolling as it makes viewers wonder like how did that what events led up to this moment.
Right. Okay. It's really good. I just quite can't give it a 10. I'm gonna go a 9. Venkman.
I love the after image technique, which you don't see a lot anymore.
I know, right?
So that brings it up a lot for me. Normally it would be a dud cover because the villain looks like he just escaped with the Doom Patrol. Or he's wearing a shield outfit. It's like the people see this book like, I see the cover, then I'm leaving. No, dude, this is a 9. I love this. This is kind of cool.
A 9. All right, and Melissa.
I think I'll give it a 9 too.
Okay.
He's good.
And Amy.
That's fine. The blurb drawings are interesting. I like all the little rooftops he drew over here. So I guess this train's up pretty high because you're looking at the tops of buildings.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of an interesting environment. Well, Nova does have a really goofy look on his face when he's bouncing off. That's pretty funny. I'll give it a 9.
A 9. Okay. Yeah. So Eric, was he normally based in New York or Chicago?
New York.
Okay. So yeah, they had elevated trains in New York.
Next to some city, right?
Yep. Yeah. So Eric, what's your score?
Well, I've tried to debate whether or not I should deduct points for just using the same background as the romance cover we just did.
Just so much better.
No, I'm
the same day.
Well, this was about 6 years later, but I'm going to give us a 10 because I didn't even realize this was a Buscema cover because it's honestly, to me, it looks better than I would have expected out of him.
Wow. Okay.
And no, Diamond Head was not part of the Serpent Society. He was just some just complete thug who miraculously got diamond powers, and I said he was kind of a real dick.
Yeah. Well, I feel like now he should be part of Tombstone's gang, but let's see. So starting out, Dark Admiral and Undead Quinn and Jackson all come in with 10s. And Joe has a 7. And then we've got 9s from Brian, Eric, and Rhaegar. And Ethereal Dragon with a 7. And Maranya says, love the blur of Nova flying in and then getting sent into orbit by Diamond Head. Takes great skill to render that sequence without muddying it. This is a Nova 10 for sure. Okay. And let's see. Imagine you must not sleep comfortably. Yeah, it's probably hard to get to sleep if you've got a Diamond Head like that. Dan Alvin, the Brime on the blurb elevates it from a 9 to a 10. So kinetic and the perfect perspective down the tracks to the station. Yeah, that's a good point. One Slick Dude, though, says an 8 track rails are good on the right, but become 2-dimensional as they go left. Interesting. So we get an 8 there. And Jackson's noting that it could be the Tom Palmer being on the inks is why it's not obvious that it's our friend Sal here.
That would do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Did you ever read Nova?
I've read a few issues here and there. He's not my favorite Nova. My favorite Nova is Frankie Ray, but yeah.
And do you remember the Sphinx?
Vaguely.
Because he was the big bad in this series, and when he finally had enough of Diamondback shit, he just basically, blasted him into a mountain and embedded him in it.
Oh, damn.
That was pretty unique way.
That's hardcore.
And he turned the Condor into a Condor, and he just flew off stupid and never seen again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, our totals on this one, we had 2 7s, we had an 8. Yeah. And we had 7 9s, and we had 8 10s. And all of that is going to add up to a 9.2. So again, close, but just shy of being a 10. But it'll slide in just behind our love story here. So there's our first 5. Let's see, pop up the stop sign there. And we'll get started here for our 6th cover of the night. And that is going to be Spectacular Spider-Man number 148. And on the list, Dominic, you get to start us off on this one.
Wow. I haven't seen this cover in a long time. That's also connect to the White Inferno event.
So that puts this in the 90s, right?
80s.
Is it 80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
88, I think.
Yeah, 88.
88. Okay.
Yeah. And also because it's not limited to just the X titles, but Inferno was happening in other ones, from Spider-Man and Daredevil to even Power Pack. Well, anyway, to score this, it's a solid 10. Because I mean, what really helps it is the nightly background, which helps to emphasize the horror aspect of this issue of Spider-Man, since he's involved in the Inferno event.
Okay.
It's also that's one little homage to George to to George Romero whenever he does zombies for his Night of the Living Dead series.
Yeah, when we see that Night of the Living Dead. So, all right. I should knock it down for that bad pun, but it is a pretty gruesome and spectacular cover. So I've got to give it a 10 as well. Venkman.
Well, I mean, Peter was sleeping happily, you know, but then Gwen just wouldn't shut up. She wanted to talk to him. He's like, "Are you awake?" "No, I'm dead tired." Leave me alone. Oh, there's your bad pun. Night of the Living Dead. That sounds like a Naked Night thing, you know, like that's Case Files, whatever it was called, you know.
Yeah.
Survival Guide. Yeah.
Or the title of some Disney Channel show during October,
but Ned Leeds returns. That is frightening because it's Ned Leeds, bro. He should never return. Who is drawing the cover? That's I don't know, because there's really good detail on the skeleton.
Are you serious?
No, I'm Venkman. Who are you?
What the fuck does the thumbnail say?
Thumbnail.
Do you remember the theme for tonight?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's the second time you've asked who did the cover.
Actually, no, I didn't ask you the cover first time. I offered the cover all the time. No,
anyways, your score, Venkman.
I was wondering who's actually doing the inking too, not just the cover artist, Sal. But anyway, no, this is good. This is a 10.
A 10. All right. And on to Melissa.
Hi. Okay. Oh, poor Ned. Poor everyone. But I do admit it's like very well done. I can see why the name's respected so much. But Sal Buscema, I don't know what people think about Ned Leeds. For a scary cover, it's very well done.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I'm just gonna bow out of rating this one because I really don't like zombie things at all, so I can't give it a fair rating. But he's a great artist and it is well drawn, so don't let me bring anybody else down.
Okay, fair enough. Melissa, do you have a score?
Yeah, it's a 10.
A 10. Okay. Eric.
Oh, first, Venkman, I know what you're thinking right now, and yes, I will go fuck myself after this is over.
I don't want to know about that. What you do in your own time is your own time, bro.
I'm sure you said that. You're all go fuck yourself.
No, I was wondering if because I know Sal did his since inking some time himself, but I was curious of his Klaus Janson because he was doing a lot of stuff as well.
Shouldn't the full title list be Ned Leeds returns? Ned, need any help there, Ned? So it looks like he's having all kinds of trouble getting out.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I've got more of an appreciation for Sal than I did when this started. I'm giving this a 10.
All right.
And I filed this today too, and it didn't even register.
Oh wow. And lastly, MK, what's your score?
Yeah, 10.
10.
Yeah.
All right.
Just horror, creepy. It's awesome. You know, skulls. Half his face is a skull. Probably has maggots and stuff. Yeah.
Also, if you were wondering, this is Betty's having a vision, having a nightmare.
Yeah. All right. And let's see, from the chat, we've got Ethereal Dragon with a 9. We've got Undead Quinn coming in with a 10. We've got Eric and Boyd with an 8. We've got a 10 from Dark Admiral. We've got a 10 from One Slick Dude, noting that Marvel Zombies cover before Marvel Zombies. Yep. And Joe gives it a 10. He says they had the guts to use Gwen Stacy. But bump. Maranya, zombie Spidey climbing out of the tomb. Just enough background to set the scene. Tells the story and sells the book. Score a zombie 10. Brian, 9. Would have given it a 10, but the blue background is a bit off. All right. And Rhaegar's noting this cover is an homage, as Venkman calls it. Quite good in that regard, not to mention that it's based on one of the great movies in history of mankind and gives it a 10. Let's see. Analog. Hey, welcome. 8. Ground cover is pretty weak. The rest rules. Okay. And Jackson 10. He never saw this cover. And Rhaegar is noting, no, Ned Leeds is a hobgoblin, and we love the hobgoblin. He can come back as much as he wants. Well, some people feel that way. And yes, Rhaegar Venkman is a sitcom character, but in real life.
I identify as Charlie from It's Always Sunny.
Okay. Jackson's noting it was pencils and inks by Sal. And let's see. Rhaegar's asking, is Eric the TN? Well, I don't know about that one. Let's see. Dancing, I don't like zombie material either. Ruined Strange and Wanda movie for him. Fair enough. Yeah, I can appreciate zombies, but I'm pretty zombied out. I checked out of The Wanted Dead probably after season 2, I think it was, or season 3. I just couldn't accept the nihilism anymore. So it's got to be something special for me. What?
The Walking Dead got great.
Yeah, it just seemed like the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I couldn't handle just how depressing the story continued to be. But anyways, we're not depressed here because this is looking huge. Let's see, 10, 30.
Well, to be fair, it's a zombie apocalypse. Pretty much a lot of happy endings.
Yeah, and I'm not sure you're gonna like this, Amy, but we've got 2 8s, we got 2 9s, and we've got 13 10s. And so this is coming out to be a 9.6, which means we have our first 10 of the night. It's Zombie Spider-Man. If I can find the cover.
Amy could have killed it.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't want to ruin it for everyone.
Let's see, actually.
But
Yes, I get to there's daylight, and Inferno remains like one of the best horror events as done by Marvel, and while Blood Hunt, not so much.
Yeah, Amy, if you had decided to score it a 1, it would have dropped it into the 9s.
Yeah, I know. What a ridiculous system.
You know, Amy, you've been here for a while, and you're still nice. We're gonna have to work on that.
Oh, we do. But not this time. We're moving on, and we've hit the halfway mark, and cover number 7's coming up. We do not have a poll tonight, but we are moving on, and the 7th cover tonight is going to be Submariner, number 37. So this is much earlier in the Sal Buscema career.
That's surprising.
And I get to start this one off. And Namor has 2 loves. He's got the land and the lady, and one must die. Well, knowing Namor, I'm pretty sure I know which one's going to die, but maybe I'll get surprised. It's a pretty solid cover. I'm not going to say standard for the 60s, but again, you can see the the kind of the quality of what we would get over the next 30 plus years or so. All that said, I'm going to give it an 8. Let's see, Venkman.
Floating head. I love that.
Please rate it in Namor's voice.
I give this an epic 10.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right, Marvin. Melissa.
That's normal.
It's kind of like Marvin the Martian to me. So, Melissa.
Let's see.
Or Pee Wee Herman.
Well, I gotta say thank you, Sergeant Slaughter. It makes my day.
I'm kind of compared to some of the earlier. It's amazing, how he grows over time compared to some of the his later entries. This one, I mean, it's solid. It's definitely there's a reason he's one of the most respected comic book artists out there. I'm just gonna give it an 8. It's very good.
Okay. How about you, Amy?
I like how he renders the 2 scenes in different perspectives, and how they manage to keep very, very steady on their own perspectives, even though they're like sharing a page. Like, it's a really tight illustration. The compositions work well with each other and opposed to each other, and then as standalone illustrations too. The Namor has a little bit of a silly face and kind of a silly haircut, but that doesn't change that it's a cool image. I'd fix his hair, but that's just how he's drawn.
Well, that's because of Johnny. Remember, he burned him.
Oh, really? Is that why his hair's that way?
Weren't you here when we read the reading?
Oh, because he got rid of his beard or something like that?
Yeah, using flames.
Using flames? That's not how you shave, right? I'm kind of like, I don't think that's how grooming works.
Actually, there are some people who cut hair using fire.
Oh, yeah, it's supposed to get rid of split ends. I don't know. That seems really scary, especially if you use any kind of hairspray. It just seems like a terrible idea. But it's a cool drawing. I think, oh, what the heck? I'll give it a 10.
A 10. Okay. Eric.
Good God, he's still awake.
How much longer?
Biden's talking.
Oh.
It's not him. It's a stand-in.
Well, it is only 10:40 where he is. So
yeah, I'll catch it on replay.
Whoa, MK.
Oh, right.
Your microphone is really loud.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric.
Okay, I was going to wait for MK to land the plane, then I was going to answer.
I know.
Huh? But you guys could actually hear that? Wow, that's like the garbage truck like a block away from me. Holy crap.
Oh,
good.
Wow, that's a good microphone.
Yeah, I know, right?
and that's a bad trying to sleep.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty loud in New York City.
New York
City.
I'm going to give this an 8, and MK Karis was 71. I noticed you'd mentioned the 60s before.
Yeah.
And actually, this is not one of those clickbait covers. Yeah, one of them does get croaked.
Oh, okay.
And that, I'll just give you a hint. The scowl's a lot worse than issue 38.
Okay. Oh, wow. MK.
Yeah, I'm kind of split down the middle on this one. Get it? Split down the middle. Yeah, no. I guess I don't know.
Come on, that was wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, I guess I'll go. I'll go 8 on this one. Yeah, I like both. I like both.
Well.
I like both 8 covers, but I don't know. I kind of. I almost feel like they cancel each other out. Like, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'll go 8. I guess. Yeah.
Okay. And Dominic.
I can give this one a 10 as well because I appreciate, like as you mentioned earlier, I appreciate how Sal was able to like keep the balance with the different perspectives. Also appreciate the dichotomy really helps tell the story as well.
Okay, so a 10 from Dominic. All right, let's see what we get from the chat. Yeah, scroll up here. You guys are really on fire in the chat tonight. Let's see. Jackson is saying, "Oh, don't you guys dare! Nice girls are so hard to find these days." Very true. That's why we love having Melissa and Amy here. And Brian's saying, "Amy, don't let them change you." So I think you're strong enough. You're not gonna change. Let's see. Rhaegar's case in point, showing how he's a bastard. Gives it a 4. Oh, that's right. Actually, I forgot. He says later on he's going to change it and raise it to a 6. So let me change it right now. Before I forget. Let's see. Brian comes in with a 7. And let's see. Joe is a 6. And Jackson is a 7. Maranya is saying, "Love the dichotomy. Light side of Namor's face is on the land. Dark side is on Lady Dorma's side, which hints as to which lives and which dies. Score it a tragic 10. Dark Admiral gives it a 9. Eric and Boy gives it a 7. And let's see, I already raised your score to a 6 there, Rhaegar, so we're good on that. And let's see what everybody else did here. Let me scroll back, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yep. And Ethereal gives it a 7. And trash collection. Yeah, trash collection this time of night. Yeah, it's unusual for me, to say the least. Dan gives it a 9. But then New York is the city that never sleeps, so I guess. Hey, Bad Comics Review. He gives it an 8. That's the face I make. Wow.
Who could sleep with all that noise?
They pick up at 3 a.m. in certain neighborhoods. I can work sanitation.
That is just weird.
That's early morning. That I can understand. Yeah, let's see. And one slick dude here, 8 for the right half in the fish out of water routine. All right.
I forget you're in New York. You know, they just do whatever they want to do.
Comes in with a 10. All right. And it looks like that's all the scores we have for right now. Well, you can see here, 5, 10. So scoring is as follows. We've got 2 6s, we've got 4 7s, we've got 6 8s, we've got 2 9s, and we have 5 10s. And that is going to score this an 8.2. And so let me take that off there, scroll down and find, there's Submariner. He is going to slot in, I believe, let me see, the fly was, where's the fly? Yeah, 8.3. So he's going to slot in between the Human Fly and X-Men 69 there on the scoreboard. All right, we are moving on. Let's hit the stop sign.
That is loud. Holy crap.
Yeah, that is loud. And number 8, so we're back to the top of the order. So RDV for his second at bat tonight gets Conan number 92
versus the Thing. Oh my gosh, what happened to him?
Yeah.
All different tales of Conan's youth. See Conan trapped between fire and fiend.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, that's a pretty cool cover for it. Now that actually fits. If you're gonna have a zombie or ghoul, that's Conan. That's what he fights. I love those.
Yeah.
And like I said, the detail on the brick, everything behind him. This guy was just sitting on his chair for a long time, and Conan disturbed him. This is a 10. I love this. This is kind of cool.
A 10 from VENKMAN. All right, Melissa.
Let's see. Oh, Conan, that's awesome. Let's see. Oh, big scary skeleton man, golden spirit magic helmet.
Spirit magic helmet.
Like a spirit magic helmet.
Oh no! Don't get me started singing.
Okay. Let's see. Again, great backgrounds. Look, this guy's good. I'm going to give it. I think we'll give it an 8.
An 8. All right. And Amy, do you have a score for us?
Conan's got a pretty cool hat, so that's good.
Stole it from Loki.
Yeah, he did.
It looks like it.
That's cool. It's so hard for anything to get a high rating.
Even
Maybe
the walls?
Even the walls?
The detail on the walls. Cool.
Yeah, it is nice.
Yeah.
He does do really good environments.
He does. He does do nice environments, and the stonework's all well rendered. And even the fire has kind of an interesting shape.
And that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. I don't know. It's Conan versus a scary monster guy, and he's got a sword. So I guess Conan can use a sword. Like, was it the sword of Conan, and he kept fighting with an axe?
Yep.
I guess this time it actually is the sword of Conan. I guess I could give it a 10.
Okay. Eric.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give this a 10 as well. This is a fine Ernie Chan cover. Because everything he inks is an Ernie Chan cover.
I see. You notice the EC over there in the left.
Look, I didn't need to look. It's yeah, and that's good though because he's saved a lot of lesser talented artist with his inks.
Yeah.
But man, you can certainly tell whether he's Chan at Marvel or Chow at DC.
All right. MK.
Yeah, I give it a 10. I like how Conan's fighting Skeletor with Unicron's helmet. That's pretty cool. And what are those things around Conan's neck? They look like movie reels. What are those things? You know, what do you call them?
Those are hippie signs.
Maybe it's Raven's necklace.
They're
The
pizza
souls of his conquered foes. You know.
they're the pizza bagels for later.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right, Dominic.
A resounding 10.
A resounding 10. Okay. Well, initially I was going to give it a little bit of a lower score just because the perspective for me just feels really off. Unless that zombie thing is supposed to be like 8 or 9 feet tall.
He is.
Okay.
He is.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I'll go a 9. Let's see. That's 5. Okay, that's everybody. All right. Let's see what we have here in the chats. And Eric and Boyd comes in with a 10. And we've got an 8 from Rhaegar. And a 10 from BCR. With noting it's a classic Conan cover from Marvel. And Joe gives it a 7. Ethereal comes in with a 9. And Jackson gives it 10 for Conan's Ute. And Pat Comics is saying his legs would be numb like sitting on the toilet for too long. One Slick Dude 9. The only problem is why the blank background behind the throne. Let's see. Brian saying, I heard that Eric Breen was the model for the Cimmerian. It's a Conan fan. I have to go 10. Well, it may or may not be true. We can't dispute that.
Maybe age-wise.
Yeah. Rhaegar. Are you serious? Spear and Magic Helmet? That is from What's Opera Doc, one of the greatest animated shorts of all time.
I've never heard of it either. So
what?
And Jackson says North winds blow. Now, if that's the case, I might have to go dig out my Carl Stallings Project CD so you can hear the music.
I'm okay.
Maranya is saying you can see where Buscema's love of the subject matter comes in. Bright color doesn't detract from the skilled draftsmanship of the cover. Score it at Barbarian 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but where does the Ernie Chan part come in, Maranya? Anthony gives it a 9. And Brian's noting Bugs Bunny at the opera with Elmer Fudd. What's Opera Doc? Let's see. There. And Mariah's noting Conan's okay, but she prefers Tony Stark and Simon Williams, of course. Dark Admiral gives it a 10. And Dan Alvin, 10, 10, 10. And he's saying we're getting the prime upper echelon Buscema. And let's see. Conan's wearing some of the powerful medallions from the mid-70s, yes. And Jackson's noting, yep, he's got that CD too. Yep, I've had that CD probably for well over 20 years now, and it's an awesome CD. For those who don't know, Carl Stalling was the music director and composer behind the first half of the Looney Tunes cartoons. And so it's a 2 CD set of outtakes and just other music from the cartoons, and it shows just how important the background music was to the setting of those great cartoons. So highly recommended if you can find it and you're a big Looney Tunes fan. Cool. All right, and with that, we've got 10, 12. We have 1 7. We have 2 8s, we have 4 9s, and we have 12 10s. Oh, so close. It is a 9.4. So very, whoops.
Amy, what did you rank it?
So very close. She gave it a 10.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody out there who hasn't voted wants to vote,
like I said, if it's a zombie cover that fits it, like this, it's cool. But I don't like like the heroes, no zombies. That just seems out of place.
And wants to vote it a 10. That's probably the only way. If you just change your vote from a 9 to a 10, I don't think that'll be enough. But it is what it is. That's what the math says. So, and we're moving on, and let's drop Conan there so you can see Conan now is the top of the 9s. Oh, Glenzer! Oh, by Kron. So let me see here. I'm going to make me redo my calculations. Darn it. Glenzer coming in with a 10.
Hold on, I gotta shake some papers.
And let's see here what that does. 9.45. We'll round it up and we'll make it a 10.
A lot of good books on this week, Eric.
There you go.
I know.
Glenzer comes through for us once again.
My
All
list
right.
went from 3 books to like 12.
Yeah. So moving on here, we are going on to Ms. Marvel number 10. And now see, if I were actually, rigging this, I would be the one starting this one, but it comes in order. And Melissa, you get to kick us off on Ms. Marvel number 10.
Oh. Let me go find her.
Oh,
Maybe you should start this one off.
well, Amy, if you're there, you can start us off.
Oh, I found her. She just went to go get her guitar.
Oh, okay.
She's okay.
Not the guitar.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not gonna start playing Wonderwall or anything.
That's a good book.
Oh.
Yep. So Melissa, you get to kick us off here on Ms. Marvel number 10.
I mean, she pretty much would have to punch him in the face, right?
I mean, that's all there is to
Yeah.
hit.
Yep. He's pretty much head.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's really nice.
Whoa, MK.
Yeah.
You keep getting a lot of feedback in your microphone.
Why am I?
Yeah. I'm turning you on mute.
Yeah. Mute there for a second. So, yeah. Melissa, what do you think?
That's a 10. That's
It's a 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Amy?
Yeah.
A 10 for you. All right. Eric?
I think I'm going to go 9.
A 9. All right. Yeah. Is that because this is not your favorite Carol Danvers outfit?
No, it's it's really, really good, but it's just missing that little bit that takes it from a 9 to a 10 for me. I don't know what that is, but
Oh, I totally agree. I've been there many, many times. MK?
I'll go 9.
A 9. All right.
Yeah.
Dominic?
Okay, let's see. I want to say a 9,
Mm-hmm.
but let's see.
You sticking with it?
Yeah. Nah, I'm stick with a 9. It would have been 10. However, there's just something about the color choice. That's not blending well with the other ones from Carol to MODOK.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, even though I love Carol Danvers, well, I should say I love Carol Danvers up to, I guess, early 2000s.
Who she was.
And especially
No, I mean, in the early 2000s, she was still good before Marvel gave her to Achilles DeConnick.
Yeah. And all the Carol Core BS nonsense. Anyways, I'm going 9 too. If they just done something with the background, I don't like how the kind of the flame thing behind the trade dress. And just I don't know, there are 1 or 2 elements. So yeah, I'm scoring myself a 9 here on this one. Venkman?
Well, I like that she's got the haircut from the mom from that 70s show. Or the Goldbergs, whatever you want to say.
No, it is a 70s hair. It is a 70s book, so a 70s haircut.
So I like that.
I like to get Deathbird here. Oh, I never would have thought that Deathbird would team up with AIM. That's just kooky. Yeah, I was trying to think of who came after Morty as far as villains for Iron Man. I forgot MODOK. Yeah, she has a thing with the Mandarin, Mortius, MODOK. Money. That's his other one. No, this is a 10, dude. This is an awesome series.
Oh yeah,
and I agree. After the 2005 collection, the one that Eastman trying to sell on his auction, after that, the next volume sucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So let's see here. Eric and Boyd comes in with a 10 and with a heart. And Ethereal comes in with an 8. And BCR saying a 9 for MODOK. And Brian Stam with a 9. And Dark Admiral with a 10. Joe with a 7. And let's see, Glenzer with a 10. And Jackson saying, not in the face, not in the face, and gives it a 10. And Dark Admiral's knowing, yeah, if you're going to play Oasis, it's got to be Champagne Supernova. That's a good one. I mean, although pretty much anything off of What's the Matter, Morning Glory album is great. But One Slick Dude and Rhaegar give it 9 each. God knows how many times I've played that CD. So Dan rates it a 9, says the Grimace is fantastic. And Maranya is saying, Ms. Marvel front and center like the hero should be, just enough detail and background. Floating head with MODOK makes this a marvelous 10. And Anthony says 8. And yes, Ethereal, he is mostly face. And Dan Alvin comes in with a 10, noting for all the incredibly detailed bystander reactions on the bottom quarter, people running for the doors in the tiny recessed department store, highlights that makes it very nice. All right.
What was MODOK doing in a department store?
I think it was an AIM front. So I think if I remember right, wasn't the AIM lab like below it or something?
He was trying in women's clothing.
Or maybe makeup, right?
Yep.
He was cross-dressing as Modam.
Have you seen his family and his kids?
No, they don't exist.
They do exist.
Yeah, so we got a total here. We've got 1 7, we have 2 8s, and then we've got 9 9s, and we've got 9 10s. So this is going to come out as a 9.2. And so Ms. Marvel number 10 stacks up with the 9. So a good look from Sal so far, as the lowest is an 8. And that was the X-Men, and that came in as a solid 8. So nothing below 8.0.
MK, is your microphone next to your computer?
Well, it's on my computer. The mic, it's on the. Yeah, it's the
like,
same mic I use when we do the readings. But you're hearing something different tonight.
You're extra louder tonight for some reason. I don't know what's going on in your background, but
well, it sounds like you got a fan right next to it. But
yeah.
Oh, it's the. It could be the computer itself. Sometimes like the fan will run when it's a little warmer.
Oh
yeah, it could be that.
It's okay. I could just mute it in between takes. Yeah.
I was just saying, it's like you go from like super loud to super quiet.
Yeah, I know. It's like kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm awake.
All right. We are on to issue number 10, and I didn't realize E has actually got us slated here for 15 tonight. So hopefully we can get through all 15. And Amy, you get to kick us off here with the 10th cover we're looking at tonight, and that is Iron Man number 34. Don't disappoint Maranya.
Maranya, what do you think?
Hey.
I mean, is this cool?
Well, be honest.
It's up to you.
There's only room for one Anthony Blake, and it's going to be me. Okay.
I got that.
Can't take much more of these rays. If he lives long enough, Iron Man is out to get. Oh, I thought it said Iron Man is out to get sympathy. He kind of sad, curled up over there, like, oh.
But who's he out to get?
Sympathy.
Iron Man is out to get the
spy governor.
I didn't hear your sister give you a hint.
No.
God, you guys.
Yeah.
That's your governor crap. All right. So, Amy, what's your score?
When was this made? This is
15 cents. So we're talking like
71.
71. Wow. They were that cheap back then.
Yeah.
70s and the 80s.
I guess it's kind of cool. I'm not sure if that's how Iron Man's supposed to look. He looks kind of funny, but maybe this was an early issue, so they hadn't quite settled on a look yet. But it's okay. It's pretty neat. I guess this is an 8.
An 8. All right, Eric.
First points for that. This is my favorite logo. The rivets.
Yep.
But their head. I don't care if he's getting shot by a spy by the spy governor. There's got to be a cooler pose than the bottom one.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cowering in fear.
Yeah. Or either that, or he's trying to catch a knuckleballer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 8.
8. All right, MK.
Yeah, I guess I'll go the same. I like it. It kind of looks like he's trying to poo on the second one, and and he's getting zapped by Cyclops Green Lantern over there. I don't know, but yeah,
I think it's supposed to be Unicron. I think.
Yeah. All right. So an 8 from MK. Dominic.
It is still a very good cover. However, it is missing the it factor, because even with like each of these 3 moments, each one are related to the bottom right here. It doesn't really give enough context clues. Yet. I mean, it makes people curious, but not enough, say, meat to really hook them in until they pick it up from the racks. Otherwise, I got to give this one an 8 as well.
An 8. All right. I'm going to join the 8 train too. Venkman.
8 train.
The dude's got the giant Rob Liefeld guns. Look at that.
That's pretty cool.
The one on the left holding a giant cannon. Also, I like the fact that at first I'm like, oh, he's just crouching down in the fetal position. You really realize that his left leg is going all the way out broken. The side, right?
Yeah, I guess he is catching a knuckleballer.
Yeah.
So your score?
My score, dude, it's got everything. It's got the rivets. Yeah, the helmet's okay, but I love the battle damage on his arm. You got which is kind of like the chameleon knockoff. This is a 10 to me. I love this.
A 10. Okay, and Melissa.
Okay. This guy is so good at drawing. I mean, it does look like his legs. It's just an optical illusion caused by the word bubble, I guess. It almost looks like his legs kind of dislocating from the rest of his body a little bit behind there. But I think I'm going to give it an 8. It's still very good. There's a couple of elements in it that can't make that doesn't let me, I don't feel the awesome factor or the super awesome.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely, I definitely know skilled work when I see it, and that's definitely skilled work. It's very good.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, let's see. Glenzer starts out the chat with a 9, and BCR comes in with an 8, and Rhaegar gives it a 10. Eric and Boyd and Joe both go 7s. Sorry, Maranya and Brian gives it an 8. And Ethereal saying he's not a fan of the helmet and gives it a 7. And Jackson saying, sorry, Lady M. And he's giving it just a 5. And Dan, welcome Dan. On a good day, it's a 6. From PCR. Let's see here. We've got one slick dude, it looks like, coming in with a 7. And let's see, Dark Admiral 9, a soft one. I really want to like it more, but I'm just not there. So it's just a soft 9. Dan Alvin is down to 6 on this one. And here is Maranya. Sorry. Storytelling cover, good ideas, but I'd rather they had focused on one of the scenes instead, and she scores it an 8. So there you go, folks. Don't feel bad. Maranya came in and gave her beloved Iron Man.
I scored an Iron Book higher than Maranya. Fake
Apparently
fan.
So. She does know it would have been an auto 10 for her once he fixed the lesser cover. He did the same with Tales of Suspense 50 versus Iron Man 50. So, yep. Blame Englantine. I have nothing to do with picking the covers. I'm just here as a hired man.
It is true. He always does that.
Let's see. And I see some people talking about shopping at Toys R Us versus KB. Oh no, you thought it was a Lane Bryant. Okay. There's some interesting conversation going on in the chat. All right, let's see here. 9, 10, 12. Okay. You got that. So scoring on here, I don't think, well, we'll see here. I have a feeling this is going to land somewhere in the 8s, but we'll see. We've got a 5. We've got 2 6s. We do have 4 7s. We've got 9 8s. We've got 2 9s and 2 10s. And that is actually going to come out to a 7.8. So it will land in the 20s. It is the lowest scoring book of the night. So let's go down here and find Iron Man 34 and stick him in the 8s. All right. Here we go. We are moving on, and cover number 11 again, Eric. I promise you, I did not gimmick these in any way. This is just how Englantine drew them up. But you get to start with ROM number 2.
Wow. See, now, unlike the human fly, Rom's not going to have any trouble with this Crossfire.
Probably not.
8, I guess.
An 8. All right. Let's see. MK.
This guy reminds me of a cross between a G1 Transformer and the robot from iRobot, the original series, I think, on the Outer Limits. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like design wise. I guess I'll go 9 on this one. It's kind of an action pose. Yeah.
Okay, Dominic.
Well, this one, I concur. This one is a 9. Not only the action, the action is well constructed. It gets to the point, and well, it's Rom trying to survive from his assailants. Also, you gotta appreciate the dynamic movement from Sal Buscema.
Okay. Myself, it's almost a do nothing cover for me. But I recognize the artistic skill, so I'm going to give it a 7. VENKMAN.
Oh, alrighty. Yeah, this is a 4 for me.
A 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like you go to a store and you're like, I want to get that generic robot toy. And then when you really wanted the Transformer.
Yeah. So you are grading it on the artistic skill. This isn't.
Yes, because this cover is
right.
The cover is boring. He's just a boring robot. Sorry.
All right, Melissa.
Okay. Huh.
I know, right?
I'm sorry, but laser robots are technically awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand what you're talking about, like the poses being exciting or whatever, but I don't know. I still think it counts as being awesome.
That's all right.
So I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm sorry, but I think it's awesome.
No, don't be sorry. That's
like
your rating. And Amy.
I love how everybody starts this one off with, like it's a strong sense of confliction.
Yeah, ambivalence. The
Yeah.
word is ambivalence.
Yeah.
Things went very right and very wrong, and trying to gauge, I mean, it is downright philosophical how you feel about the piece.
I like there's a little drawing on the corner box. Is that supposed to be the same robot we're looking at down here?
Yes.
Really? Because the one up in the corner box looks a lot more interesting, but maybe it's just because there's not enough detail to see what he is.
From a distance, it looks better.
Yeah, right. You can use your imagination, and it looks neat.
That's awesome.
I guess I could give him an 8. The explosion effects are nice, and I do like that there's some pink in there, so that makes it good at least.
It's
all right. All right, let's see what the chat says. Well, both Toys R Us and KB both had their benefits. I mean, Toys R Us was like going into a wonderland. KBs were always the store in the mall, but again, it was kind of like going down to those dark shelves in the back. It was always kind of fun. But anyways, Maranya is still complaining about Iron Man and England team's choices there. Glenzer comes out and gives it an 8.
It wouldn't be right to give him a 10 after Iron Man. He was our friend.
BCR gives it a 10, saying, hey, it's wrong. I have to give it a 10. So Rhaegar is giving it a 6. And we've got an 8 from Brian Stam and Jackson Roykirk. 9 from Dark Admiral. And an 8 from Ethereal Dragon and Joe. And followed up by a 7 from Eric Boyd. Maranya, I'm ticked. Ron gets a better treatment for an armored hero than Iron Man. It pains me to score this a 10, but I will because it does deserve it.
Right. Sir Maranya.
No, take up your arguments with England team. Let's see. One Slick Dude is saying 6. No context. Looks like a deadline cover. There are far better ROM covers. Yeah. But again, to you give credit to England team. He's not always trying to pick the best cover from every series. So let's see. Dan Alvin agrees with One Slick and gives it a 6.
It is true. Every Iron Man cover he's chosen so far has been the worst.
Yeah. And Dan Allshaw says, I really can't get into it. I've seen better Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and gives it a 6. Let's see. And right again, talking about different cover. As I say, take it up with England team. And it looks like I think I've got all the scores here. So we'll put up the stop sign. And let's see, 5, 10, 12, 13, 16, 20 again. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us now for over an hour and a half. Hopefully, you can hang on for 4 more covers. We really appreciate you being here. You provided a great, lively chat in there, and I hope you have a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun doing this. And for ROM number 2 here, we've got Venkman's 4. Then we've got 4 6s. We've got 2 7s. We've got 7 8s. We've got 4 9s. And we've got 2 10s. And that is going to add up to a 7.7, which again puts it into the 8s, but just barely. Yes, Jackson, 4 more covers. Good thing you are off work tomorrow, so we're taking a bit of your holiday. So there we go. ROM is stuck in the 8. So again, nothing below an 8, nothing below a 7.7 so far, which I think is great. And MK, you get to lead us off on Defenders number 14. Go.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing that dude is Nebulon, right? The bad guy in the back there?
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting cover. So he's got him trapped in a bubble, or whatever that is.
Probably a bubble.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool cover. Space. I like like they're in a ball or a bubble, whatever. I'll go 10. Pretty cool. I like the stars.
Okay. All right. Dominic.
Well, this cover is very eye-catching. Seeing the defenders like being trapped in a bubble by and everyone really helps establish the tension within issue for issue 14. And also, you gotta give him credit for making Nebulon an imposing threat. Right. Not to mention the fact that he's a criminally underrated supervillain within the Marvel universe. Well, all that being said, I give this one a resounding 10.
A 10, okay. And yeah, I'm going to join you guys in a 10. Everything from the layout to the start background to I like even changing up the box in the top left is awesome. So 10 for me. Venkman.
Is that a He-Man villain? It's got the orange skin and the white hair.
No,
from Governors of the Universe. Oh, yeah. No, it's a 10, dude. I like this. I like the Hulk. He's got a nice perm going there. He's upset. He's in that glass cage of emotion.
Yeah. All right, Melissa.
There's just something very nostalgic about this piece.
Yeah, I mean it's like authentic, right?
Yeah. Oh, gosh, the sparkles in the hair. Smiling face, like the glamorous and the sinister, and the hero is a friend and that butt.
It looks like a pretty exciting comic.
Yeah, it looks so 80s fantasy, but 70s. It must be sort of like what inspired the look later on. I think I think it's 10. Yeah.
10. All right. And Amy.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 10 too. It looks really cool.
All right. Eric, you gonna sweep the panel?
Why not?
A 10 from Eric. All right.
I'll tell you why not. Because
you got me.
And the chat, let's see, Dark Admiral and BCR both add 10s. And we get an 8 from Joe and a 9 from Brian. And One Slick Dude, 10, like the concept and perspective and the colors pop against the black background. Eric and Boyd comes in with an 8. We get a 10 from Jackson and an 8 from Ethereal Dragon. And Maranya is seeing a great concept cover, black background with stars, sets off the trapped heroes and the living villain. Score Defenders 10. Yeah, the stars for me. I'm always a sucker for a great Starfield type cover. Let's see. Looks more like one of the Sovereigns, like Adam Warlock. Could be. Let's see. And Jackson's noting that Sal did have a lot of experience with the Hulk. Yeah, he had a good long run off the Hulk. Glenser gives it a 9. And Dan Elshaw says, reminds me of Adam Warlock on the cover. It's a solid 8 from him. Rhaegar, a 7. And I think that is all we've got here on Defenders, number 14. So 10, 12, 14. Oh, drops. Lost one person. And let's see here. Will this crack the 10s? We've got a 7. We've got 4 8s. We've got 2 9s. And we've got 12 10s. Let's divide that by that. Oh, it's a 9. Oh, Dan Alvin comes in late with a 9. So we'll add his 9 in here. But I don't think it's going to help. No, it is a 9.3. A 9.3 for Defenders. Oops, scroll down. For Defenders number 14, which means it's awesome, but doesn't reach the heights of super awesome. And
see, Zach would have raised that book up to a 10. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure England team would have done it too, because it would have been like, well, you've got 12 10s, and that takes care of the 6 and the 4 8s.
You got the 12 10s here, plus I'm the host. I give it a 20.
Yeah.
Mariah says, wait, count Dan's 9.
No, I did.
Yeah.
No, I got it. I got it in there. So
count it again.
They actually dropped it from like a 9.34 to a 9. So, is what it is. Oh well. And so we are moving on. We are going to Marvel's Greatest Comics. This is issue number 36. And Dominic, you get to kick us off on Marvel's Greatest Comics.
I gotta give this one a 7. It's not terrible, objectively speaking. However, what could have improved this cover of, Mar- of Marvel's greatest comics? Instead of like having this green border of the Fantastic Four facing off Galactus, it would have been better if this was actually at least the entire scene instead of taking it like a picture.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. What was your score?
A 7.
A 7. All right. Yeah. I mean, it just seems like a marking down cover, and I understand because it's a reprint and all that. And so, Eric, Sue was still on the team at this point, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. This might be reprinting the first Galactus story.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was on the team.
Okay. So see again too. I'm sorry, I got to take points off for Sue not being on the cover. So yeah, otherwise, I mean, yeah, it's good. I'll give it an 8. Venkman.
I can't tell if Galactus is jumping off a building or just floating there, just taking off.
Either, both.
Johnny once again is on the ground, useless.
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. I like this. I like that Galactus is not wearing his green and red costume. Dude, I love the I'm biased on this, but I'm gonna go with 10.
A 10. All right, Melissa.
One thing I like about his work, he has uncommonly good environmental.
That's true.
Covers. With Ben Grimm, he's just like seeing him rip off the top of that building, getting ready to just clobber Galactus with it. It's like the immersion is very convincing, and I'm like, I don't feel that like to that degree very often in comic book covers.
He knows how to kind of push the perspective a little further than it should go to create how something feels.
Right.
And I love that about it.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to give it a 10 as well.
A 10. Okay. And how about you, Amy?
Oh, yeah. I love just the layouts of this, the feeling of height he manages to create. I mean, you do see a lot of angles from high up and from low down, but he really does catch kind of the sense of where the characters are and how they're located in the close environment and push the far environment kind of behind them. The scale with Galactus and all the characters around there, and I love the thin lines and the flat colors. It's just gorgeous. I'll give this a 10.
A 10 from you. And Eric?
That's you.
Actually, when you give it a closer look and you look at the perspective and all that, blah blah blah, yada yada, I think I can get 10 as well in this now.
All right. And MK there. Sorry for muting your mic there, but
yeah, no, it's all right. It's all good. I thought I muted it already, but I guess I must unmute it. No.
You sound good.
Yeah. And your score, MK.
I give it a 9. I like it. It's cool.
A 9.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how what's his face is on fire or shorted out there, but Human Torch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like things about to go use Galactus has had his batting practice over there, but yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I like 9. I'll say 9.
9. All right. And let's see from the chat. We've still got around here. Glenzer is coming in strong with the 10. Dark Admiral, yes, I do cringe when he goes into his math routine. BCR gives it a 10. Galactus scares him. Let's see. Ethereal, flat and bad coloring, and gives it a 5. Eric and Boyd gives it a 9, and Brian gives it an 8, asking my same question: where is Sue Storm?
She's invisible.
Gives it a 9, and Dark Admiral gives it a 10. And yes, Joe agrees with you, Amy. Yes, she is invisible, but usually you see some type of ghostly image of her. So, Maranya says, interesting rendition of the Galactus Fantastic Four battle. Very off-model Galactus. Rendering is great, otherwise scored it not so fantastic. 9.
the reason you don't see Sue because she's in the kitchen.
Ah, yes. Glad you made that joke and not me. Dan Alvin gives it an 8. And Joe gives it a 7. And Jackson's noting it reprints Fantastic Four number 49. And let's see. Dan, it's hard to grade when you love the Fantastic Four. Yep, but he will give it a 9. I totally understand. I think we all have those books here for us. And One Slick Dude says it's a 9. And Anthony there comes in at the buzzer with a 10. All right. 20 again. Go ahead and put the stop up. And the scoring this time for Marvel Greatest Comics number 36, we have a 5, 7s. We've got 3 8s. We've got 6 9. Oops, crap. Let's see, go back. Here we go. We've got 6 9s, and we've got 8 10s. Oops. Okay, wait. Something didn't add up. Oh, 97 plus 8. There we go. That works better. And it comes out to an 8.9. And so rounded up, that is a 9. So, and that will join the 9s. And let's see. Did a Marvel team up? That was Marvel team up. Trying to think which one that was. And yeah, we'll just stick it there. Right, this one should have been. This was Marvel Team Up 40, right? Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. I'm getting my numbers.
No, that is Team Up 40.
So, yeah. So there we go. I was looking at the wrong number. I've got too many things on the on the sheet here because normally I think I've done like a 15 issue one before. But 2 to go. Thank you all for hanging in with us so far. We're heading down the home stretch here, and this is going to be number 14, and this is Captain America and Falcon issue number 137. And I get to start this one off. And as it says, Captain America and the Falcon, it's 2 separate people, and they're stalking Spider-Man. So again, a good classic rendition of the villain hovering over the city. I really like that a lot.
The city.
Like, great background. I know Melissa and Amy, you talked all night about kind of the environment.
Yeah.
I think you got a really great environment here. And I love how he even kind of blends his signature there in the panels of the floor, what have you, in good perspective. So yeah, what the heck? I'm going to give this a 10.
Love this guy too.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that is an awesome 10. The looming hero over there reaching down. Cap actually has a decent size shield. Everything looks great in here. The moon is awesome.
Yeah. Well, and again, too, if you we're thinking about, seeing this at the newsstand going, wait a minute, Spidey's a hero. What's going on here? Why does he look so menacing? And
to find out more, check out on the Geeky Puppet Show reading.
Okay. Melissa.
We're seeing the Spider-Man as portrayed in J. Jonah Jameson's mind's eye. This is his psyche printed on the page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10.
A 10. All right, Amy.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a 10. I love the lights even that add a little warmth into the city and kind of create a contrast to kind of the ominous tone of it. It's just a really cool piece.
Okay, awesome. Eric.
This is a 10. This is probably the best cover Buscema ever did.
Wow, high praise indeed.
Look at the background. I mean, you can see like that.
Yeah,
everything's great about this.
Yep. MK.
Yeah, I'll go 10 with this one. I like how Spider-Man's looming over the city of New York. And
The city of New York.
That was a test right there. See if anybody would do it. I like the moon. That's cool. It's like dark, the black clouds. That's interesting. Yeah.
All right, and Dominic.
No, this one's is another 10. Like everyone said before, more like Spider-Man looming over the city, over looming over the city. Then he asks both Steve and Falcon, like racing off to face him, and it just shows it's another demonstration of how Sal Buscema really captures and it's like the environmental background.
Yeah.
And it leaves enough details that draws your eyes in.
Yeah. All right.
Only which well, most of today's artists would really need to take notes from him and other artists that does a masterful execution of drawing in environments.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, let's see what the chat has. One Slick Dude, no, you must be thinking of another book. This is not If This Be Doomsday. Glenzer and Dark Admiral and BCR, all with 10s to start off with. And let's see. Brian, did Spidey take one of Alice's pills and gives it a 9? Ethereal Dragon gives it an 8. Jackson, though, bounces back with a 10. Eric and Boyd a 9, and Rhaegar with an 8. One Slick Dude a 9. Great cityscape and details. Why does the street look like wood planks? Well, you'll have to open up to find out. Joe gives it an 8. And let's see here. Maranya is saying that it is a great background and Captain Falcon running towards the living Spidey in the villain role. This is an amazing and patriotic 10 for sure. Dan Alvin gives it an 8, and Anthony gives it a 9. And Alshaw, though, Cap in Action is the only thing that excites him, and that gets a 7 from him. And let's see. And it's yellow. And, Jackson is saying, you're going to lower from a 10 to a 9. All right. All right.
Jackson doesn't like this because Spidey's innocent and is actually in this book. And then Falcon tries to prove himself by going after Spider-Man because he was a menace at the time.
Okay. Well, isn't he always on Menace?
This also might have been the issue that Maranya was eating fried chicken while we're reading, too.
Well, he breaks into Peter's apartment and drags Harry Osborn out thinking he's Spider-Man.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see here what the scoring is. Are we going to get – how close are we going to get to a 10? Because we've got a 7. We've got 4 8s. We've got 5 9s. And we do have 11 10s, but we are dividing by 21, and that is going to come out to just a 9.2. So that gathering of 7s and 8s kind of kept it from becoming 10. And we've got another gaggle here of 9s, and I think it'll slot in somewhere there. All right. And thank you all again, once again, for joining us. If you have had a chance to hit the like button, please do so before you head out. We've got one cover left. We are set to go. Have we saved the best for last? I don't know. I know somebody was asking earlier, well, hey, this is Sal Buscema. There's got to be an Avengers cover, right? Well, there is. And it's Avengers number 89, and we're back to the top of the order. So, and you get to start us off on Avengers number 89.
I didn't hear what you said to me.
Yes.
Okay. Avengers, the only good alien is a dead alien. Wow. Now we understand where all the hatred came from, Zach. Co-starring Captain Marvel, the man without a world. But he had nega bands. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like.
The most electrifying cover you'll ever see in sports entertainment. No. This is a 9 for me.
A 9. All right. Melissa.
Okay. Let's take a little closer look. My goodness. Neck quality is always sorry, everything that's still there. The use of the action lines and it's very good. I think I'll give it an 8.
An 8. Ooh, all right. Amy.
1.
A 1?
Unless you want me to just skip. I'll skip. If you like.
What makes it a 1 for you?
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm
torture?
legitimate curious.
Oh, okay. Yeah, anything that tries to derive all of its value from inflicting suffering on people or animals is just not cool with me.
Okay. Okay. So, did you want to just skip this one then?
Sure, if you'd like. Sure.
Okay. All right. Eric.
Amy, would it change your opinion if I told you in this context they're doing this to save his life because of something he had contracted?
It's what? It's like medicine or something for him?
Yeah, they're not torturing him; they're trying to save him.
Well, okay, that does make it better.
The cover doesn't. It tries to imply the opposite.
Yeah, it says.
Well, of course, it's the shock and awe, but yeah, it's it. But
well, that would have the opposite effect on me then. So I'd be like, help him. That would be good. But thank you for letting me know. That does make me feel better about it.
I am going to go 9 on this one.
A 9. All right. And MK.
Yeah, I'll go 9. It also reminds me of that movie, Shocker, I think, where the guy's on the chair. He's like, like they're shocking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure that's supposed to be, well, not from Shocker, obviously, but I mean, other things. It's kind of what it's supposed to be evoke. Dominic.
Yeah.
I get this one is like 9 as well. Well, because it's not really. It's not the traditional like action scene. However, it does like establish the tension as well as elicit concern for readers, whereas as they witness like Marvel being electrocuted by one of his electric chair, and the Avengers like standing there in shock as they try to get in to help save their friend and comrade.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a 9 as well. I do like the energy out of it, kind of some of the shocked faces there in the background. So let's see what we get the chat here on the final cover of the night. And let's see here. Oops, this my thing keeps scrolling up. Dark Admiral, One Slick Dude, both start out with 10s. And good night, One Slick Dude. Thanks again for being with us. Brian gives it a big 10 as well. And Jackson noting one of my earliest back issues. He got it in a trade with a friend. No, probably a good trade, I think. And gives it a 10. Ethereal gives it an 8. And BCR gives it a 10. And Anthony Bello in the electric chair cover, Ride the Lightning, and gives it a 10. And let's see, 10 from Dan Alvin, saying it's a nice finale. Joe gives it an 8. And Jackson notes, yeah, they were trying to remove radiation and the extra energy from him to keep Captain Marvel from, like, exploding. Let's see, Maranya says, focus on Captain Marvel where it should be, an electrifying redemption. All characters on point, established score, and avenging 10. So the 10s are coming through here. Yeah, Mitch Pileggi was pretty good in Shocker as a villain. Jackson also noted, too, it's the start of the Kree Skrull War. Rhaegar and Dan Alshaw also give it 10s. And let's see. It looks like those are the last scores here for the night. So we will go ahead and total this one up and see where it stands. We have 3 8s. We've got 5 9s, and we've got 10 10s here on the last cover. And wow, 9.4. Just can't quite break that log jam. And so Avengers 89 is going to end up in the 9s. And we'll just, I think, plop it right here. So, oops.
Yeah, so if anybody hasn't read this the reason for the only good alien is a dead alien is there was a senator who was basically like Roy Thomas's take on the House of Un-American Activities Committee in the form of a senator who was trying to purge all actual aliens from the Earth. But the twist was at the end, he turned out to be a Skrull.
Oh, whoa. So political intrigue. That would have been a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
But just like, you see an old cover and, there's always the covers a lot of times were not what they actually were. But, I said you open the book and you realize, yeah, they're trying to save Captain Marvel. The alien thing is kind of like a play on words for what's to come. And this actually, we did a retrospective on this on Thinking Critical. This is one of my favorite storylines of all time.
Well, it sounds like it'd be a great book. I just wish it had a better cover.
Oh, you get some better ones down the road because Neil Adams does a bunch of them going forward.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just to wrap things up tonight, again, thank you everybody who came out. Anybody heading out, take care, be safe, drive home safely. Get a drink, get a designated driver if you've been drinking tonight. So we want you back again. So looking at the covers here, let's see, VENKMAN, best and worst of the 8s.
Alrighty here. The worst is the Fly.
All right.
The best is now right there on the cover, right there, the first one.
The first one, okay.
With the name more.
All right, Melissa, best and worst of the 8s.
Okay, maybe can I tap up for a second? There you go. Let's see. Best one. I was just reflecting which one I like the best. Oh.
Is there one that you think is like probably your least favorite?
My least favorite, huh? Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Do you want to go around and come back? See if anybody's got a.
Yeah, we can always come back. So, Amy, do you have a best and worst?
Oh gosh, that's me next. I think probably the least favorite. Maybe. Oh, how did you know?
What?
Yep.
Oh, well, because Maranya said best of the 8s is Fly, worst is Iron Man. So.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, that works.
Actually, be there. So, so I'm sorry. What were your best and worst, Amy?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that. I do like the Fly, so I probably would have voted him up too. But it was between the Fly and Submariner.
Okay.
It's actually hard to not do that.
I know, right?
Okay. Eric.
I think the best is the X-Men.
Okay.
And the worst is Rom.
Okay, let's see. Keep that there. MK, do you have a best and worst of the 8s?
Yeah, I think the best is the X-Men one, and the worst, I would say Iron Man. Yeah.
All right, so Iron Man stays there. Dominic.
Let's see. So we start with the 8s.
Yeah.
All right. Now the best will go to the X-Men, hands down. As for the least favorite, I gotta give it to Iron Man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, and I was gonna say best is X-Men and probably worst is Iron Man. So that pretty much seals their fate. So we've got the 8s covered. The 9s are gonna be a little trickier here. So Dominic, your best and worst of the 9s.
Ooh, let's see here. Huh.
A lot of great covers.
Yep.
All right. Captain America and Falcon for the best. As for the least favorites, Marvel's Greatest Comics.
All right. MK. best and worst.
Oh, yeah, I would say best is the Spider-Man cover. Was that Captain America Falcon, and
Okay.
least favorite would be I guess I'd go with the guy in the chair, the guy getting shocked.
Oh, the Avengers cover down here. Okay.
Yeah, that would be my least favorite.
All right. Eric, best and worst of the 9s.
Best Captain American Falcon.
Okay, that's got 3.
So don't anybody shoot me. The lowest I gave any of these was a 9, and I think the worst is by a skosh is the Ms. Marvel.
Okay. I'll just move her down here. Let's see. Maranya had said best of the 9 is the Avengers. Okay. Well, kind of just move you up about here then. And worst is the Galactus cover. Okay. Let's see. Amy, best and worst of the 9s.
Love Story's the best.
Okay.
Aww.
Let's see. Least favorite?
Well, I could probably guess your least favorite.
Thank you. I do feel a lot better with you explaining the story, but
yeah. Okay, Melissa, your best and worst.
Ooh, Captain America Falcon or the love? Oh, Raz is the love one.
The love one. Okay.
And the least favorite is the Avengers.
The Avengers. Okay. Venkman, I hate to ask, but your best and worst.
Well, the worst is Avengers. The
Okay.
best
Well, that
is
seals that
Captain
one.
America.
Okay. Well, shoot, I was actually getting my best is Defenders, so I'll leave it there, and the worst is either one of those. I don't really care. Jackson saying best is the Avengers and worst is the Cap. Wow. Well, I guess that means we'll kind of move this one up here a little bit since it did get 2 best votes, but it also got, I think, 4 down
Yeah,
votes.
but one of them was Jackson.
That's true, but so I think everything else I think probably is fine. You've got the middle ones here with Nova and Tiger. So, and then lastly here the 10s. So real quick, Venkman, your favorite 10?
Favorite 10 is gonna be, oh man,
I know.
Conan.
All right, Melissa, do you have a favorite 10?
I think it's Conan.
Okay, 2 votes for Conan. I noted Marani gave 1 vote to Spidey here. Amy, do you have a favorite 10, or you can skip you? I know they're both kind of zombie-like covers there. So,
Conan.
okay, that's 3 votes for Conan. Eric.
Spider-Man.
Oh, 3-2. Jackson though gives a Conan vote, so that's 4-2 for Conan versus Spidey. MK, favorite 10.
Definitely the Spider-Man.
Okay, 4-3 Spidey. Dominic.
Are we still on the 9s, or are we on the 10s now?
We're on the 10s.
All right. I would honestly keep it as it is.
Okay, so you're voting for Conan. All right, and CR came in with a late Conan vote. I would have voted for Spidey, but we're outvoted 6-4. Conan wins. So there's your lineup. The worst one being Iron Man. Then we've got Rom, Submariner, Human Fly, X-Men, Marvel's Greatest Comics starts out the bottom of the 9s. Miss Marvel, Avengers, Marvel Team Up, Nova, Defenders number 14. Which honestly, for me, I think is my best cover of the night. I love the Starfield and being in the bubble. Our love story there and the best of the 9s is judged by the panel is Captain America and the Falcon, and then our 2 10s, Conan outduels Spidey, and that wraps it up.
So
and overall, I think we can say that Sal Buscema was a pretty darn good artist.
Well, I don't know. We had a Sal Buscema celebration, and Ernie Chan won.
Oh my! You're not going to give that one up, are you?
Not even a little bit.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you very much for hanging out with us, giving us a couple of hours of your hard-earned Monday night. We really appreciate it. Hope you will come back tomorrow night. We'll be having another comic book cover. I don't know what one England team has in store, so it'll be a surprise for me as well as for you. But once again, as you've seen scrolling here the rest of the night, if you do love this content, please click the like button, hit that subscribe button, click the bell for the notifications. If you want to help out, support the channel, you can always drop $1 in the Ko-Fi bin there, ko-fi.com/England team from I Love Comics. So again, from our panel, thank you, panel. And we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Again, thank you, everybody, for joining us, and good night.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, kids.